Welcome everybody, my name is Mr. Llama, and today I'm bringing you a TVT that's going to be between LucifroN, the Green Terran, spying down the bottom left-hand corner. He has come out of nowhere over these past few months, and what an amazing player. I've been able to cast a few of his games lately, and wow. I mean, that's all I can say. It's just wow. I believe he took out Stefano like 4-0 or 4-1 not too long ago, and I can't remember exactly which tournament it was. I just remember seeing that result somewhere, and I was like, "Holy cow!" And then, of course, I've casted a few of his games, and I think he's won almost like all of them against very top players. So definitely an amazing Terran player that's just kind of come out of nowhere here. And his opponent is going to be EmpireBratoK, the red Terran, spawning up in the top right-hand corner. It is going to be a TVT. The map is Daybreak. And yeah, so I know I haven't casted for a little bit right here, but we have good news, great news. That was a mix of good and great right there. It is that finals are over. Hello, so we are going home tomorrow actually, and that's going to be extremely exciting simply because when I do go home, I just get to chill and relax all day. There's no school to worry about. There's no, yeah, that's mostly what I worry about, school. Sports to worry about, anything like that. I'm just, I'll still go work out, things like that. But yeah, for the most part, I can just dedicate my time to StarCraft, dedicate my time to casting great games for you guys. And look at this LucifroN going for a command center first. Down here, our Green Terran. And is he gonna ninja? No, he's looking for an 11-11. So I actually really like that check because that is kind of a big thing. You know what? If you go command center first, your opponent goes 11-11, you lose instantly, right? So what is he doing? He's checking, okay, making sure that there's not 11-11 over here. No, I don't see anything proxied. Could be a proxy Marauder Rush, something like that. We don't see any of that because there's nothing proxy along this entire path. So LucifroN says, you know what, it's safe to go ahead and take this command center. And this is how you play smart greed, right? A lot of players will just go command center first. They'll see this and they'll say, oh, LucifroN went command center first, I'll go command center first. And then they go command center first, and then somebody went proxy Marauder Rush and they die. And they're like, oh, I'm never going command center first again. LucifroN just, he just doesn't know how to deal with anything else. He just gets lucky that nobody does this against him. Well, no, clearly he's had it happen because he scouts for it, and he's just very smart about making sure he knows what's going on. So just like now we're going to see the SCVs make their way out for the scout. Here we see BratoK as well checking for any sort of proxy barracks at that point. Do not see it at either side, and BratoK gets in, sees the double barracks, sees the command center first. He knows everything that's going on. One Marine is out. Will the second join him? Yes, he will. So will this SCV be able to get into the base? This is the question. He's going to go for it and not going to be able to see it. So he tried to pull back. He said, you know what? I could have gone for it. And then he saw the second Marine come in. He was like, oh, never mind. Probably was a bad idea. So that SCV sacrifices a life to not really see too much whatsoever. So what is he going to do? Is he going to have to throw down a scan possibly in the future? Just drop a scan like right here. You can see that's a command center and the third command center, which is something huge, something to definitely note. Look at that beauty. EmpireBratoK says, you know what, I see you going for that command center first. How am I going to counteract this? Well, I'm just going to get 3 command centers of my own. Deny your scouting. So because that SCV did not get in, LucifroN now, let's look at his vision. Oh, that's his vision. I have no clue what's going on, is all LucifroN can say. He doesn't know if there's a one base all-in coming. He doesn't know if his opponent did go for the 1-max FE. The only thing he knows is that a barracks was made with Marines popping out of it. But, there could have been gas behind it, a factory, and there could be Cloak Banshees coming out soon, for all that LucifroN knows. So for right now, he's just going to simply keep massing up these Marines. He does have 3 barracks, so that's definitely going to be helpful in getting kind of an army. He's got to keep these split in case there's Hellions, and even considering throwing a bunker down right there, which I actually really like that decision. So here LucifroN's going to be able to sneak this SCV by. Will it get picked off? There is another Marine over here, and it looks like, oh my gosh, a little bit of missed micro, but he's still going to get it. LucifroN doing everything he desperately can to scout into this base, but he has no clue whatsoever is going on. Beautiful play by BratoK. That is something that I really want to point out. Marines at the watchtower, Marines over here, Marine back here, everything to deny any sort of scout. So his opponent has to play defensive. His opponent has to be scared, and I'm really surprised. Okay, there was a bunker. Looks like LucifroN decided to cancel that after seeing, I don't know, I guess the 2 Marines was enough for him to see. But yeah, so he's going to be a little bit risky in this play. I'd really be curious to kind of get into his head and understand why he canceled that bunker and why he's, you know, kind of moving out right now, as there could be something coming like Cloak Banshees or a drop with Hellions at this point. And there would be nothing back at home to defend against it. So regardless, doesn't look like LucifroN's too worried, as he's going to continue moving out with these Marines. Just have a nice little pack right here. Bratok going to go and try and defend with some Marines of his own, it looks like. But if we look in the units tab, there are more Marines for LucifroN. Only 8 standing right there. And then LucifroN has his kind of scattered at this point. But he's just checking for a fast third base right there. Doesn't see it. Going to go ahead and head back home. He's getting tanks very soon, I would imagine, and siege tech. Or he's going to go for Banshees. Possible. So interesting choice if he does go for Banshees right there. I'm not really sure what to say about it. No, he is going to grab tanks. That was a little confusing. It looks like he might just switch off this reactor with that starport. Maybe. Don't make me look like a fool, LucifroN. So regardless, we'll come back to that in the future. Looks like he's making more Marines out of it anyways. And now a factory finally going out for Bratok. So Bratok going to go ahead and be happy to sit on this small SCV lead that he has gained from these 3 command centers. So just going to continue pumping out those SCVs. And both players pretty even on production facilities, I'd say. 3 barracks, 1 factory, and 1 starport as soon as Bratok throws his starport down. So there we go. And we are going to see excuse me, Bratok going for the reactor to medevac. So he will be able to catch up in the medevac lead, or in the medevac count, I should say, as soon as he can switch that over. And then after a couple cycles, he'll actually have the lead on that. Additionally here, Bratok, with this Marine, going to be able to scout if LucifroN ever goes for any sort of expansion. Or any, you know, if he just sends an SCV over to build the expansion, he can deny the SCV, which is always just annoying, just delays it that much further. But it doesn't look like LucifroN's looking to do that. Instead, he's going to actually go for a push at this time. And are we going to see our opponent Bratok in trouble right here, as he has waited a long time to tech up? We see that he's just now getting at these medevacs. He has no tanks yet, so we are going to have siege mode just about finished here. 3 tanks for LucifroN. And this is going to give him a very scary army that he can start to move out with. And yes, now the 3rd tank is done. That's the magic number with the double medevac. He's going to go ahead and make a push now across the map. And it is basically all Marines. In fact, not basically, it is all Marines right here for Bratok. That is all that he has. He's going to see this army coming, as he does see with the Marines right there. And is he going to be picking off these rocks? I'd imagine so. Stim for both players. 1-1 for Bratok, while we only have the 0-1. Now 1-1 actually for LucifroN. The armor upgrade just finished. No other upgrade is going to be able to go down. Here LucifroN's going to go ahead and start looking to push forward. He's going to have to be careful. He's going to need to get a tank siege. There we go. And it is so hard for Bratok to just defend with Marines against these tanks. He's going to stem forward. Is he going to pick it off? No, he is not. Instead, he's going to suffer some losses there. We're going to see the bunker immediately fall. Beautifully done by LucifroN. Needs to be careful to not overextend beyond these tanks right here. He does have just the Marines. You have to remember, Bratok does. No siege tech is done yet. It is still only about halfway done. So LucifroN finding a great timing, going to stim forward now to do even more damage, picking off a lot. Will he be able to possibly pick off that command center? It looks like that's what he's going to try and focus down. As he moves his tanks forward. Beautiful leapfrogging here by LucifroN, just continuing to trickle units over, as you can see on the map right there, getting a little spread going on right here. Going to be able to possibly take out this siege check. That would be huge, because there's only 1 tank here for LucifroN. LucifroN is going to back up. Bratok needs to do something. SCV is being pulled with the Marines. He's trying to do as much as he can, but they all line up for the tanks to do so much damage. And that, my friends, is what you call a massacre, as Bratok's forces get obliterated. LucifroN going to move in with his Marines, pick everything off, and GG from Bratok. What a great game, a great timing push right there by LucifroN, able to catch his opponent completely off guard while he was teching up, while he had just added all these production facilities. His opponent was moving out. I love watching games like that. Beautifully done. My name is MrLlama. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast, and I will see you guys next time.